The sun had just set on Farmer Wants a Wife Season 3 when reality began to creep in. After weeks of whirlwind romance, heartfelt confessions, and difficult choices, the farmers had made their picks. Viewers clung to hope that love would last beyond the final episode's rose-tinted glow. But as the cameras faded and real life resumed, so did real heartbreak. Just days after Colton Hendricks made headlines for being the first to confirm a breakup with Zoe, already flaunting a new relationship with a woman who seemingly fits better into his rustic lifestyle, another couple has fallen. And this one stings. Grace Clark and Jay Woods, whose connection had simmered slowly but sweetly throughout the season, are no longer together. The announcement didn't come through an official statement or polished reunion special. Instead, it was quietly dropped on TikTok in a video that took fans by surprise. Set to the haunting melody of Morgan Wallen's "Where'd That Girl Go?", Grace's video didn't need dramatic visuals or behind-the-scenes footage. It only took one picture, her, alone, and a caption that said it all. "Woke up, no boyfriend, warm weather loading. Ask the Lord to enter my mind before I do. Living with my best friends. Middle school youth leader at my church. Life is good." It was raw, honest, subtle, yet striking. No finger-pointing, no blame. Just a young woman quietly reclaiming her space, finding her peace after something that clearly meant a lot came undone. But the silence was deafening for fans who had invested in their love story. What happened between Grace and Jay? Why didn't they make it? And most importantly, who has the puppy? The breakup wasn't entirely unexpected for some. Behind the scenes, whispers had circulated since the finale aired, but without confirmation, it was all speculation. Until now. Grace's TikTok didn't just confirm the end, it marked a shift. From love interest to independent woman, Grace turned a moment of heartbreak into a declaration of self-worth. But with that video came more questions than answers. No timeline, no mention of how long they lasted after the cameras stopped rolling, no details about what ultimately broke them apart. And while Grace offered a glimpse into her post-Jay life, surrounded by friends, focusing on faith and healing, one half of the story remained silent. Jay Woods hadn't said a word, not a post, not a video, not even a vague quote about new beginnings. Was he blindsided, regretful, or simply moving on in silence? In the next part, we dive into Grace's emotional post, the fan reactions, and yes, the puppy custody saga that's got everyone talking. Stay tuned. After weeks of speculation, the truth finally came from Grace Clark. Not through a publicist, not through a joint statement, but in the most modern way possible. TikTok. In the now viral video, Grace didn't offer an explanation. She didn't recount their highs or their lows. Instead, she painted a picture of where she's at emotionally, with a song that hit far closer to home than most expected. Morgan Wallen's "Where'd That Girl Go?" played softly in the background. A fitting soundtrack, because many fans were asking the same thing, not just about the girl Jay once chose, but about the bright-eyed Grace they rooted for during the show, the one who seemed to truly believe in this experiment. Her on-screen journey was emotional. She wasn't loud or overly dramatic. She didn't fight for camera time. Grace quietly connected with Jay, building something that felt genuine, something that fans believed might just outlast the show. But in her own words, she needed time to reprocess the feelings. The emotions she thought she had already handled came rushing back as she watched the finale air. That's the tricky thing about reality TV. When the world watches your past, you're forced to relive it again, even when you've already moved on. "I wasn't trying to mess with anyone's feelings," she clarified in the comments, "or milk the situation. I just needed a moment." Those words struck a chord with viewers. Suddenly, the TikTok wasn't just a breakup announcement, it was a moment of vulnerability, a glimpse into how emotionally complicated these whirlwind TV relationships can be. You film months ago, you fall hard, you move on, or try to. But then, the finale airs, and the world starts asking questions. Grace wasn't just explaining a breakup, she was defending the silence that came before it, and fans responded. thousands poured into the comments, leaving words of encouragement, support, and in some cases outrage. Some blamed Jay, others praised Grace's strength and maturity. There was an outpouring of love for a young woman navigating heartbreak in the public eye, gracefully, pun intended. But amid all the kind words and consoling messages, one burning question kept popping up in comment after comment. But who has the puppy? That one detail had viewers obsessing. The adorable dog that had briefly become the unofficial mascot of Grace and Jay's on-screen love story was now at the center of a different kind of custody drama. And Grace answered. With a single reply to a fan, she dropped the bombshell. Jay has the puppy. What did that mean? Did they raise it together? Did he keep it after the split? And is the little pup doing okay? In Part 3, we explore the unexpected fan frenzy around the puppy, the theories flooding social media, and the serious concerns over the dog's fate. Things are about to get emotional, and maybe even a little messy. Stay tuned. Of all the twists and turns in the breakup between Grace Clark and Jay Woods, no one expected the most emotional reaction would revolve around a dog. That's right. As soon as Grace confirmed the split, fan comment sections lit up not just with sympathy, but with worry. The question echoing across TikTok, Reddit, and Instagram was surprisingly unanimous. What about the puppy? During Farmer Wants a Wife, the puppy had become a quiet symbol of hope and new beginnings. It appeared in snippets, its presence bringing lighthearted joy to emotional episodes. And while it was never formally introduced as their dog, fans had made the assumption. Grace and Jay, seen with the puppy, gave viewers the impression they were building a life together, and the dog was part of that life. So when Grace replied to a fan's comment and confirmed that Jay had kept the puppy after their breakup, it sparked a wave of concern and speculation. Was it fair that Jay got the dog? Did Grace even get a say? Were they co-parenting the pup? And is the dog okay? Some fans took it to heart. One comment read, "I hope he's taking care of the puppy. That little one deserves love, not to get lost in a breakup." Another speculated, "Please don't tell me the pup ended up in a shelter. That would be the worst ending to this story." Others were more critical, arguing that Grace should have fought for custody, or at the very least shared more about the dog's well-being. As if the puppy had become the emotional stand-in for all the unanswered questions surrounding her and Jay's relationship. But that's the thing. Grace didn't offer more. Just a single sentence, "Jay has the puppy." And with that, the curtain dropped. No follow-ups. No emotional slideshow. No farewell photo of her hugging the dog goodbye. Fans were left to piece together what they could from rumors, theories, and gut feelings. Some believed Jay might have had a stronger bond with the pup, especially if it was originally his. Others speculated Grace had too much on her plate between moving in with friends, leading middle school youth groups, and rediscovering herself to care for a dog full-time. Whatever the reason, the dog stayed with Jay. And Jay? Still silent. He hadn't responded to Grace's TikTok. He hadn't acknowledged the breakup publicly, not even a cryptic story post or vague caption. So now, fans are not just looking for closure about the relationship, they're hoping for a glimpse of the pup, safe, happy, and wagging its tail somewhere in the country sun. In Part 4, we're diving deeper into Jay's silence. Why hasn't he said a word? And what does it mean when the person who once shared a love story with you suddenly disappears without a trace? Stay with us. As the breakup bombshell rippled across social media, one half of the former couple remained noticeably, painfully silent. Jay Woods. While Grace was quietly reclaiming her peace through a heartfelt TikTok and finding comfort in faith, friendship, and warm weather, Jay vanished into the digital shadows. No posts, no comments, no acknowledgement, not even a cryptic emoji or vague quote that fans could dissect. It's been total silence from the man who once stood on national television and said he saw a future with Grace. And that silence has started to speak louder than any statement could. Fans are split. Some believe Jay is simply grieving privately. Maybe he's not the type to broadcast his emotions. After all, Farmer Wants a Wife isn't just a dating show. It's a pressure cooker. A reality bubble that bursts the moment the cameras stop rolling. When that happens, not everyone processes things the same way, but others aren't so charitable. Speculation has taken on a life of its own. Reddit threads are buzzing with theories. One user posted, "I think Jay never planned to stay with Grace once filming Wrapped. He just made the choice he thought America would like." Another chimed in, "This silence feels like guilt. He knows people are watching and he's choosing to stay quiet. Of course, no one really knows what happened between them. But Jay's decision to say nothing, to remain absent while Grace carries the emotional weight of the breakup in public, has painted a narrative of its own. Even those who were neutral before have started to turn, their patience thinning with every day he remains MIA. And the puppy? Still no updates. No cheerful Instagram story, no snapshot of walks through the field, nothing to reassure fans that the pup they fell in love with is still part of a happy home. It's this double silence, from both Jay and the dog, that feels almost eerie. Some wonder if Jay is waiting for the heat to die down, if he's quietly navigating his own heartbreak before speaking up, or maybe he doesn't plan to ever speak at all. Whatever the reason, one thing's for sure. When you go through a public breakup, saying nothing can sometimes say everything. As Grace continues to rise and rebuild, Jay's absence leaves a vacuum, and the public, ever curious, continues to fill it with their own ideas. In Part 5, we'll take a look at who is still standing after the Farmer Wants a Wife finale, which couples made it work, and what can we learn from those who are still going strong. Love may be unpredictable, but the journey is far from over. Stay tuned. With Grace and Jay's breakup now public, and Colton and Zoe's romance long gone, fans of Farmer Wants a Wife Season 3 are left wondering, was any of it real? The truth? Not every couple survived the return to real life, but two farmers are still holding on, and perhaps giving viewers a reason to believe in the format after all. Let's start with John Sansone and Claire Durrett. John's journey was anything but predictable. After initially connecting with Samantha Reel and suffering through her self-elimination, fans thought he might fall for Lily Ayres, who shared many values with him, but in a last-minute twist, he followed his heart and chose Claire. And somehow, it's working. Despite the shock of his final pick, John and Claire are still going strong. Social media sleuths have spotted subtle signs, tagged photos, matching location check-ins, and comments filled with inside jokes. They may not be flaunting their relationship like a reality TV PR campaign, but that might be exactly why it's working. Then there's Matt Warren and Chelsea Davis. From day one, Matt kept things steady and authentic. His connection with Chelsea grew slowly, grounded in mutual respect and shared values. And now, months after filming Wrapped, they're still together, reportedly navigating long distance while making plans for the future. Compared to the implosions of Colton, Zoe, and Jay, Grace, Matt and Chelsea's relationship has flown under the radar. But maybe that's their secret. Quiet, consistent love without the pressure of online speculation. So what does this all mean? It means Farmer Wants a Wife isn't just about who wins the final episode. It's about who wins when the cameras stop rolling. The show may give love a spotlight, but what happens off-screen is where real relationships are tested. And that's exactly what makes Grace and Jay's story so compelling and so tragic. They seem to have something real. They looked like they were building something lasting. They even had a puppy. But love, especially fast-tracked reality show love, doesn't always follow the script. Grace has moved on, with honesty, humility, and courage. Jay, only time will tell. And the puppy? Fans can only hope it's being loved and cared for. As Farmer Wants a Wife continues to grow in popularity across the globe, fans are learning that not every love story ends in a fairy tale. Some end with heartbreak, silence, and an unanswered question about who got the dog. So what do you think really happened between Grace and Jay? Was it doomed from the start, or did something change after the cameras stopped rolling? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates, deep dives, and exclusive breakdowns from the fame. We'll be watching, and we'll be back.